The inimitable Freddie Mercury. Throughout the late 70s, Queen was big, really big. Well, they're still big, really, even without their flamboyant frontman Freddie, who, of course, died in 1991. But turn on any classic rock radio station and not a day would go by without hearing Queen, Fat Bottom Girls, Bohemian Rhapsody, and that great sporting anthem, We Are the Champions. For 5 years, those big rock numbers have also been belted out on stage in London in the We Will Rock You musical. Written and directed by comedian Ben Elton in collaboration with Queen's Brian May and Roger Taylor, and perhaps a little bit of guidance from Freddie above. The musical's coming our way later in the year. So Melissa Stokes caught up with the creators in London as they celebrated a very loud 5th birthday.
Throw together a crowd.
The audience get very involved. It's a very much an audience participation show.
A large dollop of this. Stir it all together with a plot set 300 years in the future.
We need a comic legend. So I came up with sort of King Arthur meets the Matrix.
You get that cliche, a recipe for success.
It seems to have worked. 5 years, 3.5 million people or whatever have been through this theatre.
This is what they come for.
It's not a highbrow show, although it does make some very pertinent points, I think, about the state of music, etc., and the state of things.
It's a tongue-in-cheek look at a future where originality is shunned. A powerful corporation controls life, feeding the world a diet of synthesised pop. A lone dreamer must try and bring back rock and roll.
Clear off, you lot, and save rock and roll, would you?
The music is all Queen, the script is all British writer Ben Elton.
I've always loved Queen. I mean, I was not a stalker. I wasn't a member of the fan club, but look, I was 16. I left home when I was 16 to go away to study, and Bohemian Rhapsody was #1 for the first 9 weeks. I was away from home, getting used to living in a bedsit, getting used to, being a grown-up. So yeah, Queen mean an awful lot to me, but I think they mean a lot to everybody. I mean, they're such an influential band, and their music's heard so constantly that they're part of everybody's life. That's why the show was never going to be the story of Queen or the story of Freddie, because Queen belonged to us all. And this song above all else. There you go.
How did this all start?
We wanted to keep our music alive, and we thought one of the ways of doing it would be to try and make our own kind of musical. Musicals are not really a form of entertainment I've ever enjoyed.
I've read that.
Yeah, and, people start irrationally bursting into song. It doesn't make... I always thought, how ridiculous.
That's exactly what the critics thought when We Will Rock You opened.
It was difficult in the early days because we got slaughtered by the critics. And, it was hard to let people know what this show really was. We had a couple of very lucky breaks, though, as we got to do the Queen's Jubilee. I stood on the roof and did the national anthem. It was a great shot in the arm, and so as soon as the general public saw what was in this show, I think the next day we sold 120,000 tickets or something.
Audiences have been going gaga ever since. Look at this crowd. Many of them weren't even born in the heady days of the band.
There is a whole new set of We Will Rock You fans as opposed to Queen fans. Yeah, it's amazing. And they come to see this thing like 80 times. It's incredible. People come back and back. I guess because it's always a little different. They know that it's always developing.
Well, I mean, really young, 10, 12. They know our songs. And, if we become part of the musical wallpaper, not in the Muzak sense, I hope, that's great.
Like a franchise, the We Will Rock You brand is branching out globally. In London, the curtains come down on almost 2,000 performances.
Well, you all know why we're here, right? This is 5 years.
Tonight, its fathers are taking centre stage.
I do feel Freddie's always here, yeah. I always make sure he is, to be honest.
What do you think he would have thought of it?
I know exactly what he would have thought about it. He would have been in there with ideas, but he would love it, because theatre was a great love of Freddie's. Anything theatrical, anything dramatic. And I pretty know from his mum as well, because his mum has been to see it many times and is a big supporter. And Freddie's mum has the same kind of wicked humour as Freddie, really, and she loves it. She just thinks it's a great way of keeping everything alive.
Because after all, it was Queen that taught us.
Now, tickets for We Will Rock You, the musical, go on sale Monday through Ticketek, and the show will run in Auckland from October 26th through to December. So get out your glittery clothing.